WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys, usually whiskeys you might not ever see. Today I have something from Signatory Vintage Clynelish, Signatory Vintage Cask Strength Collection. 23-year-old cask 11232. 566 bottles, 51.8%, whiskey base number 130947, and I paid about 200 euros for this. You can find it for 190 or 210, right around that area at the moment. We know that this was distilled on the 21st of November 1995, and we know that it was bottled on the 12th of then April 2019. Now, it just showed up in the online shops over here in Germany at spring 2020. So my question is, where were the bottles the whole time? Now, Signatory Vintage have these massive corks. Not only is the cork itself big, but look at the size of the stopper here. It's amazing. It looks like something you could play with air hockey with it, all right? Just amazing. Great bottle design. I like the nice little tin here, very, very nice. A little bit on the expensive side, if you ask me, but hey, it's Clynelish and it's 23 years old. So what am I going to compare it to? Of course, I'm going to pull out something that is not, unfortunately, cask strength, but it is also from Clynelish. That is the 14-year-old. This is at the wonderful 46%. Non-chilled filtered. I think it says non-chilled filtered, doesn't it? It does say here in the back in German, mit Farbstoff. So, I don't know if it's non-chilled filtered. Wow, no mention whatsoever. I always thought this was non-chilled filtered. Excuse me for that misconception here. Now, I've already done my German video. What I do is I do my video in German first, and then I do my English video afterwards if no one else has done a video about this. I used in my German video this. This is the Game of Thrones Clynelish. It just didn't hold up to it. I'm sorry. It is 51.2%, and this is for 51.8%. So let's see how they do this time. 200 euros, so $250 maybe, around about. Now the nose is amazing. You get this honey, and you get this wax, and you get this herbal note, and you get this spearmint, and you get this dark red stewed fruits, and then you get a little bit of rooibos tea. It's an amazing nose, but the whole time there's like this alcohol. It's like, don't forget me, I'm here as well. Nice. Over here. Okay, the little brother. It's almost exactly the same, just toned down. This is a 7. This is a 5 on my volume scale. Everything's exactly the same except for the alcohol. I get that, a little bit of orange peel here more than I do here. Now I'm getting the orange peel as well, but it's more of a candied type of orange peel. Very, very nice. This really dances outside of the normal sea of Clynelish in my case. I do like this. I remember when this came out last year, right around this time actually. Maybe it was the year before. Ooh, my brain has been not up to the schedule it should be. And it sold out almost immediately. I did manage to get one single bottle of it because I ordered it before the bottles came out. And then they were sold out and people started selling them on eBay over here. And so the normal price is around 40 euros and they went up to 80 euros. They went up to 120 euros. I even saw them to 200 euros. 5 times the normal price. And I had the information from the Diageo representative that said in May of 2019, I think it was, there will be new bottles arriving. Don't worry. And I kept on telling, wait, don't pay those secondary prices, don't pay. And now I think the Masters of Malt and the Whiskey Exchange springtime 2020, I've actually reduced the price by 30% because they're sitting on them and no one wants these Game of Thrones bottles. So, because they put out batch after batch after batch of that. I'm not getting what I said in my German video. I'm going to say again. This is a perfect new make with wood notes. It just has not had enough time in the barrel to pick up those nice orange spices and the waxiness that I usually associate with Clynelish. This is heavenly on the nose. Oh wow, very very nice. All right, this has a little bit of that lactose acid as well. A little bit of one of the baby burps. This absolutely not. The 14-year-old is just one of my favorite standard whiskeys, standard single malt scotch out there on the market. If I were to take one bottle with me of scotch to an island, it would probably be this. I could drink this for the next couple of years and still be content. All right, over here, 51.8% Clynelish. The last time I had that explosion of alcohol in my mouth was a 66.8% Deanston. Wow, is that thing hot. Oh, wow. Oh. The nose did not prepare me for that. All right, so this is 51.8%. This was a refill sherry butt. Natural color, very, very good. The color is fantastic. Now, there's an additive and a subtractive maturation with casks. Additive means you add color, you add aromas, and you add taste. So sherry, bourbon vanillas, and maybe even the wood coloring. Subtractive maturations, we take something away. The wood is active, and it actually rounds out that sharp alcohol note that you have. I have the feeling that the 23 years in this cask were very inactive. I think that the sherry cask, the color is nice, but yet the hotness of this spirit is just overpowering. All right? It really is. Even now, my tongue is still tingling. I have a nice herbal caramel type of orange peel, spearmint type of moment there. But on top of that, the alcohol is still just hitting my tongue and going, "You are my slave." What was it? Resistance is futile. Or what did they say in English by Borg with Star Trek? Widerstand ist zwecklos. I watch Star Trek so often in German, I forgot the English way of saying that with Borg. Isn't that a shame? That's really embarrassing. Clynelish 14. If I were to pick between the two of those at this moment, I would pick the Clynelish. That says a lot. I bought this bottle because Roy kept on talking about, and other YouTubers, about the fabulous, the fantastic, the unbelievable bottles of Clynelish that we have from Signatory Vintage Cask Strength Collections. And I put 200 euros on the table and said, hey, let's try this. And I'm so disappointed. Now this over here is 40 some euros. So let's try this in comparison. Very young nose. A lot of white dog or a lot of new make spirit moments in there. And a little bit of the wood, a little bit of the wax, a little bit of the orange peel. This is 51.2%. I get a tiny, I get a noticeable alcohol towards the end, but nothing like this. This is almost off the chart. And it's not me. I do drink a lot of things that are a little bit higher proof. I'm not the cask strength expert. I don't drink everything as cask strength, but I can manage with things up to 60% normally. But with this, it just, no. All right, one last try. I'm going to try to water this down as well. Now, in my German video, I've tried 46. I've tried 40. I've tried 30-something. The 30-something was the best, to be honest, but I don't want to be drinking a cask strength Signatory collection at 30-some%. And even then, the alcohol was still, at the end, overpowering the taste of the whiskey. If you have a tip, I've let it stand in the glass for 30 minutes as well, for it to open up, for the taste to overpower the alcohol. Still didn't work. I really don't know what to do with this whiskey. I really don't know how to make this whiskey so enjoyable that I'm going to come back to this with pleasure. At the moment, this is one of the regret purchases I've had. Laying down 200 plus euros on the table and buying this bottle. And those are still wonderful. More of the herbal notes, less of the orange. The alcohol sting is gone. There's a little bit of a musty type of tannins in the background. Not bad, actually, very good. I get a little bit of furniture polish. Slancha. Mm. Mm. I buy a whiskey for its nose. I buy a whiskey for a good palate, but I love a whiskey due to its finish. The finish is the kicker of the whiskey. It's the reason I love to drink the whiskey. The moment in the mouth, 30-some seconds. The finish, 3-5 minutes, if it's a great whiskey. Minimum. The Glenfarclas 40, I swear, up until today, the next day in the morning, I still had a finish in my mouth. It was so fantastic. Didn't want to brush my teeth. It was so good. And here, the alcohol, even towards the end, still overpowers those nice honeycomb, those nice herbal, the nice orange candied orange peel, the nice malty, woody sweetness. And the whole time, the alcohol is just just pouncing down on that and destroying this wonderful moment. It's almost as if you're listening to a symphony and then beside you, someone's snoring. It's just so disturbing. It really isn't what I want. So if I dilute this down once again to about 30-some%, still on the nose, not bad. I toned it down a little bit. And even there, that alcohol is still overpowering the taste of the whiskey. That should not be. Personal opinion. So I'm going to give this whiskey a solid C. Is it a bad whiskey? No. Is it a great whiskey? No. I don't think a single time you heard the word wow. I don't think a single time you heard the word mmm. Well, here I think you heard mmm here, but not here. And that's what you need for a 1 and a 2. A 1 is a wow whiskey, a 2 is mmm whiskey, and a 3 is okay, great, we have a whiskey here. I really recognize a lot of stuff, and that's the way it is. Value for money, I'm going to give it a solid D+. A D from D plus to D. Is it worth a whiskey? Is it worth it for that price? No. Would I rather buy 5 bottles of this? Yes. That's what I get in Germany. I get 5 bottles of this for 1 bottle of this. Truth. All right, my question is, first of all, question number one, do you have a tip? What can I do with a whiskey like this? How can I make it into the whiskey I want, even though the whiskey alcohol overpowers everything, even diluted down to 30%? Even if I wait for 30 minutes with it in the glass, it still doesn't do its job. And the second question is, what whiskeys can you recommend from the Signatory Vintage Cask Strength Collection? Now, if you know me, I'm not a big peat head. So maybe you can write down, Jason, I recommend blah, 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 for everyone else. And for you as a non-peat head, blah, 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 blah. That'd be great because Signatory Vintage has some great stuff out there. WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of American in Germany, being somewhat disappointed by this whiskey. Please like, please subscribe, please tell others about this crazy guy over in Europe tasting whiskey you might not ever see. All the best. Thank you very much. You can contact me at whiskyjason@gmail.com. Bye-bye.